Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. You're about to see our 2-day event that we had for our first ever chicken harvesting class on our farm.
Yes.
It was so much fun. We had an absolute joy. Before we get into the details though, let's show the footage. Thank you all so much for being here with us. This is the first event we've ever held here ever. So it means a lot to us that you all were willing to give us a shot and see how we can handle this out. It's gonna be a really fun weekend. We planned a lot of stuff out. We hope you all are excited. Hope you're excited for the chicken butchering tomorrow. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be calm, it's gonna be respectful, and y'all are gonna learn a lot as much as we're gonna learn. You know, we know how to do this with just us and the kids, but it's gonna be a lot to do with the group. And so the whole purpose of this weekend is to ask questions, talk, figure things out, learn more, get to know each other. Because you know, that's the biggest thing we always talk about, community. You know, we're doing this together. We need each other from states and states away, but that's the beauty of digital and internet, is being able to talk to each other. So we hope you all have a lot of fun. Feel extremely comfortable on our farm. Do not feel uncomfortable, like you can't walk around or anything like that.
Take pictures,
Yes.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, my cousin's recording this right now, right? So, I mean, it's fine. We do not carry anything that's posted. We have nothing to hide whatsoever. So do your thing, do whatever you want to do. All we ask is, this is a working farm. If gates are shut, keep them shut, right? We are going to have a farm tour after dinner, so we'll walk you around. We'll go into everything, so you get to touch and play with all the animals that we have and ask any questions that you
But you
have.
have a porta potty. It's right on the other side, on that
Yep.
side of the building.
Baby
Brand new.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And, you know, that whole legal side, there's lumps. If you trip, please know that this is at your own risk at the working farm for that. We definitely don't want anybody to get hurt, so if you do feel uncomfortable, just stay on the driveway and we can bring things to you, or whatever, and dirt and rocks that are different areas. But other than that, y'all, seriously, enjoy, have fun. We are exactly who you see on TV. There's nothing different from us. You all eat. We hope we have enough chairs up there. Please sit wherever. You can sit in here too if you want to be in the cold. Once everybody gets done and digested, we'll go walk around the farm.
Yeah. And if you do want to bring a chair in here, feel free.
Yeah, absolutely. Just make yourself feel like you at your own house. All right? Y'all dig in. really appreciate it. We did host an actual Homestead event and conference and all that good stuff. This is the first time we've ever opened up our farm to this many people at once. And so thank y'all for being the first. We'll have a good time and we'll laugh, as long as it's not at the chicken's expense. They are here to provide something for us, and they had a purpose on our farm, and we're gonna take their lives today. You know, that's harsh, but it's real. The reminder that we keep telling our family is this is food for us. This is the reason we did this is because we wanted organic. We wanted to grow it ourselves. We wanted to know where it came from. And to us, this partially fixes the food collapse that we have going on. Right, it's our part to help out. Anything else?
I don't think so. There is coffee down in the store if anybody wants. My mom will watch it and make more. I think that's it. Like you said, if you need to step away, feel free to look around or go wherever.
And that
watch
is
for electrical fences.
That's a good point. It's a really hot day.
Yeah.
So if you need to cool off, the store has AC. Don't feel like you have to go in there and buy something. You can go in there and just stand and cool off too. Because Kentucky brought summer on us today. So it's better than cold and rain. But they work for chickens too, so it doesn't matter. I actually kind of like this one because you can get your hand in there a little bit better. But when you do it, you want to hold their feet, and you don't want them backwards. You want their back against the side.
Thank you, chicken.
Yeah. Thank you. So when you pull them out,
Feel it.
you can feel the vein, just like you would on your own vein. You can feel it right there. Biggest thing with this is watch yourself, because as soon as you do it, they're going to get out. Get a sharp knife. You don't want to cut yourself and everything like that. You just kind of dip them down, and you don't want to leave them in there. You want to just keep pulling them in and out. And that water is actually a little hot, but you can see how I was able to pull the tail feathers out.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to check. Here is easy. Yeah. These are the tough ones, so if you can get those, you're good. Just scrape the ice.
Just one?
Yeah, come on in and see.
So when we got these meat chickens back in February, we decided that we were going to get more than we needed as a family in hopes to do a chicken butchering class. We kind of backed out a couple times, like in our heads, just with each other. Backed out a couple times, and then we were like, you know what, we need to do it because people have the interest, they want to know, they want to come to our farm. So we decided to officially do it. So what we did was we opened up Friday evening for a farm meal and tour. It was an add-on, it wasn't something that they had to do. So 10 people did choose to do the farm meal and tour. So we opened our gates about 5. People came in. Zach smoked 2 pork butts and macaroni and cheese, baked beans, and I made coleslaw. So he smoked those on the big smoker that y'all have seen. It turned out to be a very wonderful meal. And then after we ate and just kind of talked and hung out for a while, introduced ourselves, got to know each other, then we gave them a farm tour. So they got to go around, see the baby goats, see the gardens and the store. We hung out in the store for a little bit, and that was just really cool. It was very small and intimate to where we got to know some of the people before they came the next day. So then the next day, it was open to everyone who had purchased tickets, and everyone came about 10 o'clock, and we got, you know, we talked first. We showed them the chickens, where they lived, what they ate.
19 on the actual butcher day.
Let them ask any questions that they had about feed or, you know, whatever it may be about raising chickens. And then we got into it, and that was really cool.
Yeah. So we originally started out with about 45 to 50 Murray's Big Red broilers. That is the specific ones that we got from Murray McMurray Hatchery. Now these are fairly similar to Freedom Rangers, Freedom X's, Rudd Rangers, stuff like that, the red meat bird per se. We ended up with 39, so through the transfer from Murray McMurray to here and then some chicks going down, we ended up with 39 total birds. So we started, I would say, around 10:30. We did one specifically walking through a tutorial showing everyone every step, just us doing it. After that, it was, let's get hands-on.
Yeah.
You know, there was absolutely no pressure within the butchering. Whoever wanted to step up and do what they wanted had.
Yeah,
you know,
just because they came and purchased a ticket did not mean that they had to participate. If they just wanted to watch, they could choose that option.
Fun fact though, basically everyone did. You know, when you have around 20 strangers all together in a moment that you know is going to hit you different than what you have in your mind if you've never seen it done, because none of them had before, it was really amazing to see everyone stepping up and saying, you know what, I want to do it from start to finish. So almost everyone did their bird from start to finish. And then after they did that, it was kind of just leaning into where they felt the most comfortable with. So I was in the first section. So where the kill cone is, the scald, the ice bucket, and then the plucking. And then they would move over to Jen, who was walking everyone through how to actually clean the chicken. Getting the neck off, getting all the insides out, getting any last little feathers that the plucker didn't get, and then getting it on ice. It took us from around 10:30, which actually then we got started later than that.
It probably was a little bit later.
Yeah, because we were walking around and talking for a while, and the event started at 10 to 12:40. Actually, no, like 12:30, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like 12:30.
And we were done.
To do 39 birds. That was amazing all in itself. I mean, we were just knocking them out and moving forward. And you know, when you're doing that with that many people, strangers that you've literally never met before, and they've never met each other before, by the time we got done in just that short, 2-hour time, 2.5-hour time, we felt bonded.
Yeah.
Extremely bonded with all these people because you're doing something very emotional and can be very difficult. And when you do that together, I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing to see.
I loved being able to be there at the table for people who had questions, because when you look at this whole chicken, it can be kind of intimidating. You're like, where do I start? Am I gonna mess it up? I don't want to waste a chicken. But being there to answer their questions and then even like step in and put my hands on it if I needed to was really cool. And I wish I would have had that when we did our first time, because it can be overwhelming, but that was really, really neat to be able to help.
Yeah. So after the class itself, we had quite a bit more time. So we all ate lunch. Everybody hung out in the store and stuff, which the store was a great success. Thank you for everyone that made any kind of purchase in there. The feedback was fantastic as well, because it was our first opening. It was the first time.
We were nervous.
We were nervous. Thankfully, there was no hiccups. We had one internet issue for one time, but other than that, it straightened itself up on the register and all that good stuff. But it was really fun. So we all hung out, let everybody take a break, sit in the shade because it was hot in Kentucky this weekend. And then after that, we did the shrink rack bags. So after you get done butchering the chicken, we let ours rest in a cooler for 24 hours. We normally wouldn't do the shrink wrap. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Okay, shrink wrap until like the day after. But all the people that came, part of their purchase was being able to take a chicken home. So we need to go ahead and get them processed. Thankfully, they weren't frozen. But with the shrink wraps is when you just take the chicken, you put them in a specific bag that does shrink, and then you put it into really hot water that shrinks it up, cut it off, weigh it, and then you're good to go from there. So after lunch, we did do that. Everyone got their chickens. Everyone was really excited about their chickens that they took home. And then we did one final farm tour.
Yeah, we did another farm tour. We took them through the barn. They got to see the cows and the baby goats again, and then the gardens. And that was cool, again, to be able to answer questions about any of the animals or any feed. A lot of people always want to know how they're all together, so we were able to answer those questions. And it was just a fantastic day.
It was absolutely beautiful. So, for you all that came, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You made our first ever event at our farm a great success. And what you actually did for everyone else is we're gonna have many more.
Yeah.
You know, the people make the events. It just depends on if, you know, hopefully you don't have anybody that's like going crazy. And nobody did. Everybody was absolutely fantastic. Nobody got hurt, and it was beautiful.
It felt like everybody knew each other.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were nervous. I mean, that's a big thing to do and have all eyes on you. But the people that came, like, y'all made it so comfortable for us. And that's a really big thing. You know, when you've got people staring at you, but then all of you all were like, hey, we're in this together. And people even made friends with each other and, you know, found each other in their areas and exchanged contact information. And that was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So coming up, we don't have anything specifically on the books just yet. So we're in the idea stage because we wanted to see how this weekend went first. But we do have some different kind of classes. There are going to be some canning stuff. We'll probably have another chicken butchering before the year's over. Gardening classes, different stuff like that we're going to open up here. The biggest thing we're trying to do is make sure it's time valuable, because we know a lot of y'all are going to have to travel.
Yeah.
You know, if it was everybody local, you could have a 2-hour event about canning and we can move on. But we're going to try to make sure it's worth everyone's time to be able to come. So stay tuned for all of that to be coming soon.
Yeah. Another big thank you to our family too. We had a lot of family here for about a week, and they helped out a lot. They were able to take over stuff when me and him couldn't, and I mean, we could have done it by ourselves, but it would have been difficult, and it would have been a whole lot of work. So
yeah, we probably would have been a whole lot more stressed out during the event, because, you know, some were runners, some were running the store, some was helping with food,
getting more ice.
Yeah,
you know, just the things that you don't necessarily think about, but you need someone to do.
Yeah, filming, so we could have this video here, because there's no way that we would have been able to get the footage that they got and stuff. So yes, a very huge appreciation. Thank you for doing it. All right, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of the more details of chicken butchering. If you do want a specific walkthrough tutorial, we did do that last year when our friends Melissa and Tyler were here from Granite Gardens. That was completely by accident. But I will link it down below if you're like, all right, I want to see specific details. This one was more of showing a group of strangers coming together with like-minded ideas on wanting to raise their own meat, and showing you all that you can do something like this in your own area with a good group of people.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below.
We love y'all.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.